for it and you get it. Well, at least 2 of you did ask for it, right? And one was, I think maybe it was junk. Anyways, we decided to go ahead with our 3rd volume, full of games, with fan service aplenty. That's right, guys, many new games in this volume, some already playable, others not quite, but overall there are actually some quality titles here, in case that's what you're after. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely relate, you know? As always, take this lightly, and as one very popular fellow always says, why so serious? Enjoy! And if you want to see more of this series, throw your suggestions in the comments.
FreeMMOStation.com.
Gunslingers Online is the natural evolution of the side-scrolling online beat-em-up genre, featuring a cast of pretty young and cool characters, colorful settings, and fast-paced, visually striking gameplay. The characters themselves are diverse enough, but the game isn't lacking in the eye candy department either. Yuri is a fan favorite, but the latest additions, Levia and Harpy, clearly push the boobalicious factor through the roof. Fan service or not, Gunslingers Online is a looker, and if you want to play it, go ahead. If you're not to be bothered, then you'll have to wait for an English release that may never happen. Devilian Online is one of the high-profile MMOs coming from China, and while it has the unmistakable Blade and Soul look and feel to it, there's plenty to enjoy in a purely classic, kill 10 random dudes kind of way. The presentation is slick. The classes all have your usual martial arts needs covered. You can even carry someone around for some extra sweetness or whatever. Of course, though, there's plenty of dance emotes so that you can look for a beautiful spot for your character to dance all day long in her undies. What more could you ask for? That is, besides a Western release. That a horror-themed MMO would include a standard mature design, which translates into horrible creatures and a focus on female sensuality. And that's exactly the case with Devilian. You're not just rescuing beautiful maidens from the clutches of evil dark lords, you can play as one. Devilian is pretty much like Diablo, the MMO, only with more boob bouncing and plenty of costumes that would please S&M fans that are out there. Hey, we're not here to judge. So, one of the most recent games on the list to deserve a release, Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, First Assault Online. Probably has one of the longest titles ever for a video game, even beating I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, but all is forgiven when you look at the front lady, Otoko, and you will look at her a lot, as Nexon made sure she was prominently featured in the promotional material of this first-person shooter. There's not much more to say about it besides this, and a picture is worth 1,000 words, so here you are. Have 1,000 words. No need to thank us. Wow, well, I guess we weren't expecting this, were we? Monster Hunter Online has seen quite an improvement in graphics, and the characters now look freaking absolutely stunning. As you can see for yourself right now. It's too pretty, and damn, this game, once again, for being a China exclusive. The good news is that Tencent is open to an English patch and even willing to provide some pointers to the fans making it, so maybe in no time, everyone will be able to play Monster Hunter Online in English, as there is no IP block. But we digress. What we should really actually be saying is that with the improved visuals, you see, it's very easy to create a stunning character that is, as, well, usual, badly dressed for the battle with massive, horrifying creatures, but in the end, who cares about armor anyways, right? HeroWarz is one of the Korean MMOs that already have a release pin to the Western market, so that's pretty good. If you still don't know what that game is all about, you should catch up on it. It's incredibly fun and successful, but one other thing that this game has is a bunch of freaking crazy characters. A mix of stereotypical and accomplished design that obviously couldn't leave the hot girls out of it. For example, there's a girl with a machine gun, the sporty one with a baseball bat, the lolly, of course, and a few more characters with long legs and not much clothing. One of them is apparently even called Big Wang, which is funny in an immature kind of way, but Big Wang, come on. Natuko Games. Most of you probably know what this means, but you're underage then, hey look, isn't that Mickey Mouse Clubhouse airing right now on TV? Anyways, now that we're grown-ups, we can talk without fear of reprisal from enraged parents. Yeah, we can tell you all about Kanpani Girls and how this game is one of the softest and more family-friendly titles from the studio. And this is a game where you recruit female mercenaries that usually get their clothes ripped apart in combat. Think of this as a Pokemon, only your Pokemon are in fact sexy anime girls that tend to go in battle in inappropriate clothing. And hey, there's even a nun for crying out loud. To be perfectly honest though, if you like pretty decent artwork and you have a thing for collectible games of this sort, then Kanpani Girls could actually entertain you for a week or so before you uninstall it and forget it forever. Maybe. Just don't let anybody step into your room or you'll have some explaining to do. There are a few things in the world that sound stranger than a 2D side-scrolling MOBA, but Nexon is actually publishing that game called HeroWarz, and we have to admit that it looks pretty good, and there's a couple of things going for it. The cast includes some pop culture celebrities such as the Power Rangers, Kid Icarus, or Bruce freaking Lee. And the female characters are often a lot of it exaggerated. What the heck are those kind of things designed? Kudos to the overall artwork on HeroWarz though, and a Western release would definitely be appreciated. Do you guys remember Sword Girls, a collectible card game that we covered in the first episode of this groundbreaking series? Question mark? No? Maybe? Star Era shares some elements with that particular game. More specifically, the sexy characters and the top quality card artwork. However, it's not just girls this time. Well, yeah, sure, it's pretty much mostly girls, and it almost looks like the guys are just there to move the story forward and little else, but I guess it's still worth mentioning. Oh, and that story, yeah. Well, it's kind of a little bit of a mess, with plenty of substances, genetic mutation, spacecrafts, colleges, and 13-year-old children. Star Era is closer to a visual novel than to something of a strategy card game as it tries to disguise itself. So only go for it if you like reading a lot and looking at a lot of artwork of pretty anime ladies, and mostly static auto combats.
在黑暗尽头，总会出现新的光芒，将一切照亮，名为希望。听风在轻声细语，诉说一段创意过去，让人悲伤，让人叹语。谁曾经跌宕谷底，绝望汹涌来袭。 放弃，那是泪水肆意，深色的苦淹没了
So if you guys don't know what the hell Age of Gunslingers Online is, well, the most likely scenario is that you probably won't ever actually get to find out, because this is a Chinese third-person shooter without much story, and with some maps blatantly, obviously inspired. It's really the kindest word we can say about it, by Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike. You can even see a very obvious interpretation of Baby Doll from the movie Sucker Punch, only here she's called Blade. Age of Gunslingers Online naturally comes with plenty of panty shots and includes a shop with many revealing outfits. It's probably the best thing we can say about this forgettable game. So let me ask, did you enjoy the third episode of our oh-so-controversial series? If so, then give us a big thumbs up and leave us a pat on the back in the comments below. If you don't like this for some reason, I don't know why you would, then why are you still watching the video? Anyways, we have plenty of top 10s on different topics, so go check them out. You'll certainly find something you like. For those who want episode 4, let us know which games to include in our list that also include a certain dose of fan service that makes them qualify for it. Just don't forget to exclude the games that we already covered in the previous episodes. Go check those out if you haven't. As always, have fun playing.
Will you give me an answer? Oh, keep on smiling.